Hello, folks. Happy Friday to you all. I hope everyone is getting a great day so far. Welcome to this special edition session of Hanons with Rockstar. In today's session, it's going to be slightly different from the previous one. Actually, we used to have one similar to this one a previous of months ago. Um, but in this time, Jose Marcelino and I will be presenting and discussing the latest products announced by RAKwireless this previous week. And yeah, for those also who are joining for the first time, I am Maria Hernandez, developer relation lead, and next to me, Jose Marcelino with a gold minted miner.
The gold minted miner, yeah. Lots of news this month. Lots of news, including the minted
Many,
launch.
exactly, which was an awesome thing in less than 2 hours, 1 hour and a half, I
One
think
hour
so.
and a half, yeah. We sold all the
Yeah, we sold
miners, yeah.
out.
Sold
That
out.
is an
And
amazing.
looking to do it next weekend again.
Woohoo! Okay, keep updated with that. So you can
Mhm.
visit the Get Minted website and you can subscribe to the newsletter and be notified
You
when
can, yeah.
the miners are available on the store. That is fun, I think.
Well, we know it's next Saturday at 8 a.m. PS time, PT time, Pacific time.
Okay, you
Launch.
already have the
You
information.
you have the information, yeah. Be there.
let's see, let's see how much time it's going to be sold out all the miners this time.
Yep.
Nice. So this week has been like a very exciting week for whole the Rack team. We have put a lot of effort in bringing this autumn launch event. It was a incredible job from all the Rack team members. You can watch the actual event on our YouTube channel. It is a 30 minutes event where they detail each of the models and specify different use cases for each of them. So I recommend you to watch it. And yeah, like basically in this session, our special guest is our products, and we're going to be sharing a little bit more about like WisDM, WisGate OS latest features, WisGate Edge Pro, TrackIt, WisBlock ecosystem expansion, which is really cool. We have new cool models that many community members were waiting for. And yeah, so feel free to ask any question you may have about the products that we are going to be sharing today. However, it's important to highlight that Jose or I, we are going to do our best to address those questions since we are not directly involved in the development of the project. These are new products also for us, but we are in the behind the scenes. So let's see. Also, I take this opportunity to encourage all of you to check RAKwireless social media accounts. We have a couple of giveaway running, so you can have the opportunity to get some of our these new products that we are launching. So without further ado, let's just start. I'm going to present over here. Okay, here we are. Perfect. So, as the name of this event is just TrackIt, since we have a special device, ready to use device that have this name, but we're going to be talking about in a bit. But like the main thing, like to start, we're going to be starting initially with the software tools that RAKwireless has been putting a lot of effort to bring to its community. It seems like we're a technology driving company. We're working hard to bring new products and software tools to take your IoT deployments to the next level. WisDM is a cloud device management platform that integrates all the family of WisGate Edge devices. And this is like this software tool was announced on our previous event, which was the spring launch event a couple of months ago, but it was launched just for beta testing purposes. But now, thanks to the valuable feedback that all of our RAKstar gave us, and therefore that the Rack Wireless team put on improve it during these previous months, now we can say that it's already available for all of those who are working either with the WisGate Edge Lite, with the WisGate Edge Lite 2, with the WisGate Edge Prime, WisGate Edge Max, and WisGate Edge Pro. All of those are fully compatible with the WisDM. So basically, with the WisDM, what you can do, you can manage everything over the air. That is what it was built for. In summary, it is an easy-to-use platform equipped with all the functionalities to set up your gateways and LoRaWAN network easily. In addition, it allows you to set up your gateways and handle update firmwares in a remote way, all done wirelessly over the air without the need of leaving your workstation. So, in other words, as I just mentioned, it's a cloud based device management platform to take the control of your system. Basically, to highlight like this in, let's say, the key points of the product, we have that it provides OTA, which is over there updates. So you can configure, monitor your gateways not only remotely, but you can also, as I just shared, update the firmware to guarantee the and stable operation of all your LoRaWAN network. Also, you have SSH terminal feature that allows you to enter remotely to each of your gateways in order to handle any configuration that you need or in order to evaluate something that you need based on the behavior of your gateway. Also, there is another cool features that is that you have now the ability to configure multiple gateways at one go. So with the location management, you can change setting of all the gateways in the location with just one click. So it's pretty cool. Also, it allows you it allows the configuration of the gateway before the gateway is connected to the internet, and also it is deployed on the field. So basically, you can pre-provision all your fleet of gateway, and you are going to be sure that it's going to be it's going to be working properly, up and running during the moment of deployment. Also, to be able to access to this software tool, you need let's say how we can call it, that magic key that is now that needs to be used now to be able to use all the software tools that RAK is developing for their community, which is the RAK ID. Basically, with this RAK ID, you can access to multiple software tools that we're going to be sharing with you in a bit. So, to how you can do to get it, just request it directly on our website, and you will have access to start thinking with these features. In addition, we have like the packet logger. So we have the packet logger features, so you can see all the incoming packages of your gateways and also have the insights of everything what you need. We have, of course, as in the previous features, the built-in network server, so you can remote configure and management of the built-in network server. It also have a responsive design, so it is fully compatible with mobile devices as well as desktops. And regarding the network configuration, it easily manage internet connectivity interfaces and the multi-WAN functionality. Sorry. So also we have the general interface that is the gateway performing monitoring, let's say, platform that allows you to stay informed about everything regarding the performance of your gateway. So basically, this is the ideal tool to manage multiple gateways at once from distances. Let's say you can be in your home, and these deploys can be deployed on the field in different spots, and you are going to be able to manage all of them in just one place. And also, it can be interesting to explore for system integrator or even RAKwireless resellers, which want to go like to a next level and want to offer, let's say, a LoRaWAN network service around their communities. It can be a nice thing to have. So it's important to highlight that this WisDM is already available for all of our users. It is in its free trial. All you are going to have access to start managing up to 3 gateways, and of course, to be able to do this, you need to request the RAK ID. And it is important to highlight that the paid tiers are coming soon in November, where the user are going to have the option to manage more than 3 gateways and also receiving a priority support regarding this feature. if you want to learn more about this, check out the RAKwireless News Center, and you're going to have a very detailed information about the tool, as well as how to get started with it. So yeah,
And,
like we
and
did,
just to
yes.
add, Maria, maybe we've had already users using this to transition between TTN version v2 to the version
Mm-hmm.
3, which worked very well. They didn't need to go up the roof or anywhere else. They just accessed it through the WisDM interface. And just to add a little snippet, this is the same technology we'll be using for our Helium gateways as well, so you can manage them remotely later this year.
Exactly. That is how it is. And the WisGate OS.
That powers all our gateways from the beginning. I think it's based on OpenWRT. You can custom build it as well, so that's possible for our gateways. You get root access through SSH, the web interface, and all the features that Maria already explained for WisDM, like seeing the packet traces, network servers, internal network server, VPN. Yeah, it's endless, really. I get lost when I log into our gateways. There's so many features.
Exactly. Many cool things, and also here you can see like a bit overview of how is like that connection among the WisGate OS as well as with the WisDM. So yeah, basically this is what we have for the WisGate OS, and we have the the new gateway for the WisGate Edge line, which is the WisGate Edge Pro, the RAK 7289, which was previously announced as coming soon in the previous event. But now it is finally on stock, so you can go and find it on the store.RAKwireless.com. So basically, this gateway is like the ideal LoRaWAN gateway for IoT commercial deployments. With its industrial grade components, it achieves a high standard or reliability. It supports up to 16 LoRa channels. It has a multi-backhaul with Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and cellular connectivity. Optionally, there has a dedicated port for different power options like solar panel and batteries, so it can be completely autonomous. And with its new design, its new enclosure design, it allows to the LTE antennas, Wi-Fi, and GPS antennas to be inside the enclosure. So basically, these gateways provide a solid out of the box experience for quick development. And it includes either the WisGate OS and WisDM, since it is part of the Edge family. So this is more of the software features. And here we have it, the TrackIt. So
you can track your dog now. Wow.
yeah, actually, like the TrackIt over here, we can say that is like the biggest star of our launch event, as it was part of the main name of the event. And it is a device that many people have been waiting for. It is still like as coming soon. However, it's time to announce it so you can identify like all the main features that it have for their application. Basically, the RAKnode TrackIt is a small tracker that can help people to track assets, pets, and everything else that comes to your mind. And it is equipped with a rechargeable battery, and it has a long-lasting battery as well. As its slogan say, it's just TrackIt. And the most remarkable thing about TrackIt is that it's not just the hardware; it is the whole experience. Now, you can quickly like configure your LoRaWAN GPS device using the TrackIt application directly, either on Android or iOS smartphones. And also you can directly on the map you can monitor the directly on the application. You can monitor the map to evaluate where is your device located. You can create geofences in order to generate some alarms, and also to share trackers info and position with other users who also use TrackIt application and TrackIt devices for sure. Basically, like the main things to highlight about this cool product is that it is super compact and it has an stylish design, as you can see on the screen. It has two type of configurations, operation modes, which is peer-to-peer with with an existing LoRaWAN network, and it's the peer-to-peer communication, and also with the LoRaWAN existing network. So these are two different modes. So how this work? It's pretty simple. Oh well, Jose, do you want to jump on this one?
Yeah, so on LoRa P2P, so you don't need a LoRa network, you don't need coverage. It's like you're out there in the wilderness with your friends and you want to locate them. So you turn on peer-to-peer mode and you just use that long range radio that LoRa facilitates. While if you're in the city and you want to track your dog, for example, then you turn on the LoRaWAN mode and then you can use any LoRaWAN network available, like TTN or very soon Helium, to track your dog. So in that case, you only need one tracker on the dog. The other one, peer-to-peer, you need two to connect to each other. But the peer-to-peer mode, like I say, it's great. You don't need infrastructure in place. You just go anywhere and you can set it up. And the mobile app acts as the interface between the two tags. So it's a nice system.
It is like between the two or between one. Like you connect between one, which is
you
the
connect
master
to one,
one,
and then you can send messages or like tracker requests to the other one.
Exactly.
You don't call it slaves now anymore.
Okay, sorry.
And so it's also waterproof. It's IP65 rated, very small, like Maria said, and it has like a magnetic, so it's like MagSafe. Like Apple's MagSafe. It charges. It's a very nice unit, and it beeps, so you can set it to beep, so to find it where you are. So it's kind of like an AirTags with LoRa, I would say.
Exactly, and it is important to highlight that to be able to use this tracker, you need to, like, if you're going to use it over the LoRaWAN mode, you need to be using a WisGate Edge gateway in order to be able to have like all its features. However, we are working on supporting third-party LoRaWAN network servers, as Jose mentioned, like Helium will be one of these in the list in the future. And the mobile app will be using all this as a configuration tool to be able to get your tracker, let's say the tracker device ID, all the keys that you need to be able to connect it with this third-party LoRaWAN network service. So yeah, and now the big thing regarding the expansion of the WisBlock ecosystem. We keep expanding the ecosystem release after release. I'm pretty sure that on the release that we're going to have in the further months, we're going to have more models for you, since it's going to stop growing. In this launch, we are proud to announce 14 new models here.
14
new 14.
How many do we have now in total?
We're going to say it at the end.
Okay.
So let's see.
Sorry.
So among them, we have one WisBlock base, we have one WisBlock core, we have one WisBlock wireless, we have 8 sensors, we have one display, one WisBlock extra, and one WisBlock powered module. So let's jump into them. Jose, I know that you have been like waiting this for a long time, and you have been like sharing a bit information around some events and things like that. So you want to jump on this?
Yeah, this is a module I've been waiting for a long time. We finally did it. So we integrated the Raspberry Pi, the new microcontroller from them, the RP2040. It has dual core, Cortex M0s, lots of I/O, decent RAM, but I think above all, the documentation for this module is really good because the Raspberry Pi Foundation has been doing an excellent job with that. So you'll find lots of software support out on the web. You can already run out of the box MicroPython, although not with LoRa yet. Unfortunately, we're working on that. But it's a very well supported module already. We added LoRa on top of that. Again, I
Actually,
think
this is the first model that
it
have,
is. Yeah,
yeah, that has this
exactly.
kind of combination. Super powerful. Actually,
Yeah.
like now, no one can say that they don't have the ability to use the Raspberry Pi 2040 for an IoT application, IoT project without using an external communication model, because it's already embedded on this new model and this new core. And the cooler thing is that you have like all the family of the WisBlock ecosystem to start playing with the different kind of sensors, which is super cool.
Yeah, you just replace, so you can use our old the previous core we have, which has Bluetooth, or you can use this one now, which has the Raspberry Pi microcontroller. So you can choose which ecosystem you want to participate in, but you get LoRa on both, so that's great.
Exactly. And yeah, as Jose also shared, like this comes with many examples, like either like the Raspberry Pi board itself, and also in conjunction with the LoRa radio model. You can find the examples directly on the WisBlock repository under github.com RAKwireless WisBlock, and you will find different options of examples to get started with it using different kind of sensors as well as WisBlock IO models. So yeah, let's jump to the second one, which is another exciting one. Like for those who are looking to make things smaller, basically this is a baseboard that have a size of only 30 to 35 millimeters. It's super tiny. So it's perfect for solutions where size matter. Even it is small, it have one WisBlock core module slot to connect any of the slot that we have available on the store. We already have one, the first one that we launched, which is based on the Nordic. Then we have the ESP32 board, and now we have the Raspberry Pi one. So you can connect any of them, and also it has the option to connect two slots for our small WisBlock models, which are like the sensors one. And so it is designed to use them like both of them, because in our previous baseboard, for all of those who have been tinkering with them, you will notice that the GPS sensors take two slots when you connect it to the baseboard. But now with this one, you can connect it without having to use the second slot. So you have the ability to use the second slot for a second sensor. Let's say you want to do a GPS tracker, you have the GPS connected next to the accelerator and the cord you want to use, and you are ready to go with a solution of only 30 to 35 millimeters. So it is like super, super cool. And also, another thing to highlight over here is that in comparison with the previous one, it has a USB-C type connector, which is like pretty nice in order that you can connect like it's a user-friendly and reversible connector, which allows you to connect the cable to your device in any direction. And also it also brings and offers the two connectors to connect either the battery, a rechargeable battery, a LiPo battery, or their solar panel. So it has everything you need to make your smaller solutions up to two sensors and with any of the WisBlock cores available. So yeah.
We have customers now looking at this because you can have a very compact device with BLE and LoRa. Maybe you put an accelerometer there and you start getting like a very small tracker device. So there's a lot of ideas, and we already have customers doing this now.
Amazing. This is the WisBlock module, the GSM module. Do you want to jump on it?
Yeah, so there was we had a cellular option before. It was using the BG77 module from Quectel, which was very low power. It supports CAT-M1 and NB-IoT. But unfortunately, many countries still don't have NB-IoT or CAT-M1. So we had many customers asking us how to get cellular connectivity onto WisBlock. And this is what we came up with. So It uses a standard GSM. This is 2G, usually called 2G. Worldwide compatible, so you can, wherever there's 2G, some countries already turned it off, but most still, like the US, for example, you couldn't use this because they turned off 2G, but in many other countries, you still have 2G, and you can use this module to get your cellular connectivity. The advantage of the Quectel modules is they mostly use the same AT command, so you could start with this module for one region and then swap it to the BG77 if you're deploying in the US, for example. And most of the AT commands that you use to control will be the same.
Exactly.
Plus, you get GPS and everything, so you can again.
That is an important thing to
that's
highlight.
Important to mention. Yeah. So
so you don't need to use an external GPS. Since you can use the one that
you can use that one, and the advantage is that one comes with kind of software support, so it's aided GPS, so it uses the cell tower IDs as well to give you a faster location and maybe more precise as well.
Exactly. And also, like, another things to highlight is that the model itself support the standard SIM cards and can be used with any data plan of cellular network providers. So just something that can be obvious, but it is important to highlight over here.
Yeah, it is a 2G, so it's still very bit power hungry. So yeah, be careful with the battery and so on. Yeah.
But yeah, it is like a good option for all of those who were eager to try the cellular option on the WisBlock, and they couldn't since the LTM option was not available in their countries. So
yeah, exactly. And you can create like low power options. Like if you use text messages, for example, they're very quick to send, and you don't need to establish the data connection. So you can do a very low power solution with that.
Exactly. So here is the PIR, the PIR model, which is a really cool and famous model in many solutions, electronic solutions out there. I think we can see them like every day. For example, like if I go up to the stairs here in the building where I live, immediately there is one on the night that turns on the light every time that I pass because it detects my movement. So many of you must already know this kind of sensor is a motion sensor that is based on the PIR technology. Basically, this detect a sense that can detect humans and pets in the sensing range of 3 to 5 meters. And it can be used for security system to detect intruders or even like automation, as I just mentioned. This sensor just it have the size of 15 millimeters, so it's pretty tiny as well. And also there is a cool thing that if we connect this sensor, because if you're going to place this sensor in directly on the baseboard, sometimes it cannot match the design that you're expecting for that end device that you want to build, for example. So if you have the option to place this sensor in any part, let's say that you don't directly place it to the baseboard, but you can have like an extension cable that allows you to move it around for have a better placement of it and match the design that you are wishing for your end device, you can do it right now, because one product that we're going to be talking in a bit allows you to extend that connection to be able to fit it to your enclosure design, for example. So it is a really cool thing to highlight over here. So basically, as you just shared, kind of the possible options of application: motion sensor for security system, motion sensor for lighting automation, detect the presence of humans or pets or animals to activate or generate any alarms. And also it is like an ideal device for a smart home or a smart office projects. Another one, the ultrasonic sensor.
Yeah, this is a great sensor for if you're doing any kind of level monitoring, like if you're like measuring levels in the rubbish bins and water levels, things like that, distance from objects. So if you're creating your own robot, for example, you'd want to measure the distance to a wall, you could use this. It sends an ultrasonic pulse and then waits for the reply, and that the delay gives you the distance basically between from, and the specs are quite good, so it can go down to 2 centimeters and up to 4 meters, so you
Or
can
to 4 meters.
can be far away. And again, it integrates nicely with the WisBlock, so you don't need to use any cables, or you can use the cable like Maria said on the previous one
Exactly.
if you need it far away.
Exactly. And it is important to highlight that this is an industrial grade ultrasonic distance sensor. It's not like a maker family one. No, it is an industrial grade one from sorry, it is based on the CS100 model, just in case you want to read a little bit more about the datasheet of this sensor. So yeah, let's jump to the other one, which is the gas sensor, the MQ3 alcohol gas sensor, that basically can allocate the concentration of gas in the air. The sensor is sensitive to the alcohol in the air, and it can be used for air quality sensor in houses or offices. And it also can be used as a breathalyzer to estimate the alcohol levels in human breath. It basically, for example, we can say that you can detect the alcohol level concentration in the breath of a person, just like an example to share over here is like, let's say that you have a fleet of cabs or taxis or buses, for example, and there is a driver that needs to go to the car and take the car, and you can have that device before he joins the car, he goes to the car to evaluate if he can drive or she can drive or not. So this can be a system that you can develop. Just an idea throwing over here.
Yeah.
And also, like as just mentioned, detect the alcohol concentration in the air. As all the previous sensors that we have been sharing, it has a lot of examples, like the many examples that you can find on the GitHub repository to get quickly started with it.
And we have the ambient light sensor module as well. So very precise, 16-bit resolution. It's quite impressive for a light sensor. And again, you can detect any kind of environment light levels, be it outdoors or indoors. And you can, I don't know many solutions that use this. Do you know any ideas, Maria, maybe?
Actually, no. It's more like to measure like light intensity, more for building automation purposes, also for green automation purposes on this kind of environment, to be able to monitor the sensitivity of the light that the plants need, which is a very key thing when you want to get a efficient process of growing of your plants, for example. And also for automatic lighting application as any light kind of sensors. Actually, this is the second light sensor that we have from the family, and I think we are working on more, if I'm not wrong. So basically, based on the needs that you have, on the sensitivity and the exactness that you need for each of your application, I highly recommend you to check out from the different ones that we have on the store.
Yeah, I know the other one, the previous one, was very simple, so kind of not as detailed, and it's useful for like stock control. So you just place it underneath like a stack of products, and when all the products are gone, it sees the light again, and you can detect if you need to replenish it.
Another thing that can be used for measuring overall light intensity on photography studios, for example, as well.
Okay.
That is a nice thing to have. So all those cool gadgets that photographer have, you can build one by using this sensor. Nice. So we have the WisBlock sensor, the Barometer sensor model, which basically is a model that is a water-resistant pressure sensor, and that is easy to build a barometric air pressure data acquisition system even in a wet environment, a rust environment, since the sensor it's built for that. It can be used in weather station application, for example, and it's resistant to is water resistance, and the cardboard of the sensor is coated with an isolated paint, so this sensor can be exposed into the rain and fog without being damaged, which is a pretty cool thing. And one of the things to also highlight over here is that it is a low power, pressure, and temperature sensor as well. It also have a different examples to get started with it on the GitHub RAKwireless repository. The measuring range of it is from 2600 to 1000 to 126 1000 1000 1000 to 1600 hectopascals. It also integrates, as I just mentioned, a temperature sensor that can reduce the number of sensors that you connect in the system. So you can have the air pressure value and also the temperature without having to use, for example, the temperature and humidity sensor or the BME, for example, in case you want it, because you need other variables, you can use it, but you have the ability to avoid it. And also can be used on measuring high altitude applications like device on towers, for example, high altitude balloons, and hobby rockets.
Excellent. And then we have the heart rate sensor module, which is very, very useful because it combines both the heart rate and oximeter as well. So you can measure the oxygen concentration in your blood. Very, very useful now in these times where of COVID, like you can have maybe reduced oxygen concentration because you have some, you've caught it. You caught some virus, or you have the flu or something like that. And this is a useful device. You can measure if everything's well, if your heart rate is fine, and your oxygen levels are good as well. So very, very useful device, very simple to use. The device does all the magic inside, and you can just get a simple measurement from it.
Actually, like a cool thing to share like with it is that you can upload a heart rate measurement online like easily with any of the type of connectivity that the WisBlock offers. So you can connect it like over LoRa, over BLE, over Wi-Fi, any of them. So let's say that you want to build your own mobile application to monitor the heart rate status, for example. You can do it and easily connect it over BLE with the course that we have available that supports the BLE communication. So it's pretty nice. It's basically the time to start with your personal health care in a do-it-yourself way.
Yeah.
Easily. So we have the RAK 12015, which is a high precision vibration sensor that can detect microshocks or vibration without direction limits. This sensor is a simple sensor that detects vibration and sets an alarm output. Basically, it can detect unusual vibrations in industrial equipment like motors or machineries, for example. And also, it is important to highlight that this sensor cannot measure the strength of a vibration. It just detects the vibration that is being generated with the possibility to set an alarm as an output. So it is an easy to use a vibration sensor. It has different as well examples to get started with it. It has a simple binary output of if the vibration is on if the vibration is detected, and off when there is no detection. And I think that is all the feature.
It's basically a vibration sensor. Not too much more to say about that. But for this one, there is a lot to say. So it is a DC current sensor module. That means you can measure a wide range of voltages. So you don't need to measure just the voltage, that level that your WisBlock works at. You can measure much higher. It goes up to 26 volts. and you can run 3 amps of current through that and get a measurement. And this is useful, like to measure if your motor is performing well, for example, or if you are if you have some solar panel powering some device, you can measure as well if you how much current is going through that. Again, it integrates a TI chip, the INA 219B monitor. Very simple, comes in the usual WisBlock format. I believe it's I2C interface, so very easy to interface. You can we offer our own library, but if you want to write it in your own, it's not too complicated. Yeah. So it's a nice device. Doesn't require anything else, and it keeps your other circuit completely separate from the WisBlock circuit.
Also, just like throwing ideas over here, like it can be used on a small electrical vehicles for projects like, let's say, I don't know, e-scooters or e-bikes, for example. So if you have one of these and you want to start like ticketing with it in another level, you can explore and evaluate how is your electrical bikes is behaving. So we have another one that is from the display family that I really like. It's pretty nice. It is the LED bar graph that is part of the display models that I just mentioned. It consists basically in 10 configurable LEDs, 5 that are for green colors, 3 that are for yellow color, and 2 for red. So basically, this model can be like controlled separately. So the model can be with a multi-purposes feedback system display. You can configure it as you wish. But basically, it can be used to display status information like battery level, for example, fluid level, or signal strength. But it is up to you how you want to use it. That is just some ideas that we share with you. So it is an easy-to-use graphical display for information. It has 3 different colors to highlight different status data, and each LED can be controlled separately. So that is up to you how you want to handle it. So let's jump to the other one, which is the WisBlock Green Power model, which is a pretty cool one.
Yeah, this is we had a lot of requests for this one. So this is when you have a power source that you with a wide voltage range. So for example, a solar panel, the voltage can vary a lot, or maybe some vibration harvester as well. Those tend to have a wide voltage range, but you want to power with WisBlock with that. So this module, by offering a boost converter, you can be sure that from any voltage input from 2 to 36 volts, you'll get a stable 5 volts output to power your WisBlock. I believe this is the first module we have that part of the WisBlock family that is not actually mounted on the WisBlock board, so it's a separate module. But again, it connects through the wires. It's just designed to simplify your position, because it's a power module and it connects through the power input on the WisBlock board. It wouldn't make sense to use one of the slots.
Exactly.
It delivers a lot of current, 1 amp, which is sufficient. So if you want to run your GSM, so the only trick is that you need to. So it works from 2 to 36 volts, but you need at the startup voltage needs to be 5 volts. Once you start it up, the voltage can vary down to 2 volts, and it will still deliver the stable voltage.
Super. Actually, there is a question over here. That is a book bust from Travis.
Oh, well, yeah, I know Travis likes this module a lot, actually. Yeah, it is a bug boost. Yes, correct.
Perfect.
It's not a energy harvester yet. We're not using that because there's because of silicon shortages. We can't do that yet. But this is as good as it gets for now.
Exactly. So the last one that we have for today, which is the extension cable, but it's really practical. Like, we have been receiving these requests as well for so long, because people, well, this one is, and we also previously launched one of this extension cable, but that were just for the sensor slot, and this is for the IO slot. So now you can also be flexible in the way you place your IO models on your enclosures or anywhere where you want it. So it's pretty nice. It is not like super emotion like the other ones, but it's a really viable product for many people, like right there for different kind of session. For example, the PIR sensor, the sensor. Sometimes you need to place it out of the case to be able to make sure that you are going to detect that movement. If it is not outside, you can. So that is one of the key use cases that you can have on it, and also you can exploit it with the different IO models. For different models that are connected in the IO slot on the WisBlock based on your solution's requirements. So basically, that is everything for the WisBlock models that we launched for during this launch event. To the date, we have a total of 53 models, and at the end of the year, we are looking to surpass 90 models. Let's see how we're going to do it. The WisBlock is intended to become the ideal hardware platform for makers, system integrators, small and large companies to validate their IoT ideas in an agile way, and at the same time using a secure, a robust, and affordable device that allows them to go in from prototyping to mass production in a matter of weeks. So that is something that I really want to highlight. When we start this project 1 year ago, actually, we start with a couple of sensors, the basic one, and 1 year later already have 53 models. And the cooler thing is that it is not just a model that we have available on the store. There are people as well, like contributor and creating their own models, since the WisBlock ecosystem is an open source project. So anyone who wants to explore other kind of sensors and they have the ability to design hardware, either if they don't have the ability, I think like we provide templates and everything to get started. So if you are a thinker person that enjoy learn new things, I'm pretty sure you can build your own sensor and share it with the community as well. So I encourage you to also explore the full documentation of each of the sensor, explore the different files that we provide, and I'm pretty sure you can build amazing things with any of the sensors that we just share or any of the sensors that are part of the WisBlock ecosystem. So
exactly, Miriam. Thank you.
I think that's all for the presentation we have for you guys. If meanwhile we have like a few questions over here regarding WisDM initially. So how do you create an organization on WisDM? You need to enter a license key. How do you get the free trial, and how do you plan to have a subscription for more than 50 gateways? Well, to get started with a rack ID, you don't need the license key. You need the rack ID to be able to access. You can directly request it. If you refer to the news center, you will find a very detailed article that explains how to quickly get started with it. And also regarding the free trial, you can get it easily just by having the rack ID. And regarding the subscription for more than 50 gateways for the plans that we have, as I know from the team, our last tier is up to 15 gateways. So I'm not sure, Jose, if you have more information than me about this. If we, after that third tier, we're going to expand to, and I'm not going to say unlimited, but more number of gateways.
Yeah, I don't know very well.
Okay.
No.
Meanwhile, we can say that for the first year, that is the one that we're going to be launching on November. You are going to have the ability to connect up to 20, and then the third one, you are going to have the ability to connect up to 50. When be available TrackIt? Jose, do you know the date? Soon?
I heard that it's going to be next month, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It is a finished product. We just finishing
Mhm.
testing. You can find it on the store already. The price is there. You'll need to buy 2 units because of that LoRa
Peer
peer
to,
to peer. Yeah, so they work together. We we
which is
don't
pretty
have.
nice. Which is pretty
Yeah.
nice since
Yep.
you don't need to have the network itself to be able to start thinking with it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's, so if you're out and about and you don't have network coverage, which is becoming difficult now with Ilium, but it's still many countries and many zip codes in the US apparently don't have coverage. If you're anywhere there and then you need a tracker, this is a great pack. You can just get the two, and I think they will be available next month for sale.
Amazing, amazing. So yeah, I think like we don't have like any question related to the band. We have like people saying hi from different part of the world, from Colombia, from Spain, from United States. It's super nice to see you all connected as every week, guys. Not sure if someone else have any additional question. We are here to address any question you may have. In addition, not sure, Jose, if you want to share a little bit more about Minted. We already have like 10 minutes already of here to use.
Sure.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
if
I
you
mean,
want to
we
share something, go ahead.
Yeah, we've not mentioned Minted in the RAKstar show. It's a
Hmm.
new brand by Rak, designed to get more miners to the people. Um, so we were selling just through our miners through distributors, which was not giving us the control that we think the community requires. So we created this new brand, a new look as well. So we've got gold miners now, which are super popular. They come with an enhanced service, so you get a VIP Discord server. You get better, faster support. So if your miner has any problems, you get a fast replacement. Um, we keep separate stock for gold miners in case there's any problems. And the idea is that they're all sold within the countries themselves. So when we do a drop, which is when the miners are available to buy, you can just go order them and you get them delivered usually the next day or the day after, very, very quickly. This is kind of a completely different approach from the rest of the Helium ecosystem,
Hmm.
where sometimes you order miners and wait 6 or 7 months for it.
Exactly.
So yeah, yeah, we're keeping the network growing. That's super important. It's now almost 250,000 hotspots, which is an incredible number.
Great.
Seeing really great um, roaming now with other networks. So I'm seeing other networks purchasing traffic from Ilium for their own commercial solutions, which is also very, very encouraging for the ecosystem. And yeah, so we're looking forward. This is just the start for Minted. For now, full miners, then light miners will come soon as well when available. Accessories and everything. While Rak will still be supplying all the IoT solutions. So on RAKStars, we'll still be covering all the IoT
Hmm.
to use this amazing network.
Exactly. How to interconnect everything and not just like deploying the network and keep expanding it, but also how to use it in a way that can be beneficial for all of us and also to create viable businesses behind on in and that helps to save money, save life, and also to help us to work in a better way for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that that's all like we have for today. Again, thanks for all of those like for who has been participating each week on this session. This is super important for us since you are the one that help us to make these things happen. Because without you, we need to stop this kind of things. And we are super glad to see how the community is coming together to build amazing things and also to provide valuable feedback for us either for like for any of our products line and likewise to spread the word to create a connected world, which is the motto that in some way we drive us at RAKwireless, and also to make IoT easy for sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's all. I'm not sure if
I
Jose
just
wants to add
I want to
something
add
else.
something. So
Go
next
ahead.
week on that team, the Making IoT Easy, next week we are sponsoring the Innovation Festival run by the water company here. So we'll be sharing some of the projects that come from the festival. And it's so the topic will be a lot about smart metering and how we can use the LoRa networks for smart metering. So yeah, keep we'll be sharing it through our socials and usually, and I hope we can do a summary on the next Friday for the RAKStars of the event.
Oh,
Should be a good
sure.
one.
For
Yep.
sure, for sure. Let's have it. Let's have it. So I think that's all. For all of those who are interested, we can also share the event link on the Discord channel so everyone can join. For all of those who are interested, and I think that's all. If someone is watching this video later, feel free to leave your question on the comment section, and Jose or I will be super happy to address any question you may have. As always, we hope to see you next week with another guest and more cool things to share with you. And enjoy the rest of your day. Happy weekend, and of course, happy hacking, folks.
Happy hacking.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.